All right. We are running it back today. Uh, I just kind of woke up right now from an afternoon nap, and kind of a slow Saturday, so figured why not. Notably, we are running it back because we 5-0'd on the last stream on the first day of the season. We shall see if we can continue that good luck here. Uh, my good friend Inigo came to me a few days ago with a change to the main deck, which we had not really touched in quite a while. For the most part, the main deck has been pretty steady. But the idea was because I mentioned to him, I think the future of this deck is dependent on reducing the failure rate. And we already kind of did that before in a few small attempts. But this change is pretty radical. But I looked at the numbers and I think it is probably correct. And we just didn't notice it before. Namely, moving Archon. I know this is going to sound crazy, but to the sideboard. And I thought about this, and the reason why I'm okay with it is because I looked at the numbers and let me bring it up here. It turns out actually in the last 2 months, Archon has only won 3.2%. I'll put that here. 3.2% of total played game ones. That is a pretty low number, and actually, of those games won, good thing. And also, shout out to Inigo for asking me to track this. But of those 3%, hey David, how's it going? A lot of those games could have been won either with collector oof or grists, and possibly endurance too, if need be, to put the cradle back, right? Like things like that. But mostly collector oof and grist is the main reason those games could have been won as well. And the interesting number is actually game two is the same amount. Notably, in the last 2 months, I won 3% of total games played. Now, the reason why that's significant is because Archon is actually only in the deck if average is what at most half the time game two, so the conversion rate is much higher, and I think that's because of the additional in the matchups where Archon is relevant. The discard actually gives a chance for you to bridge to Archon, whereas in a lot of game ones where let's just say your opponent stumbles and Archon is relevant, by that point you probably have enough for creative anyways. So because you want to win on limited resources, right? In game two. So I think we still want this in the sideboard because of those numbers. Luckily, I did have a mind break trap that I think was kind of, I'm not a huge fan of that card, and I would rather not play it if need be. But so that leaves the question: what do you play instead of the Archon? Because I had a free slot on the sideboard. Um, so this is like biggest developments for the deck, maybe in a long time. Probably since the printing of Basager, right? I'll say that. I guess that's the biggest change to the main deck since that. Um, I tried a few things over the last few days. I tried a Sylvan Library. I tried a Crop Rotation. I did not like either of them. The Sylvan Library was notably quite bad against Jet Sky Control on the draw because they can just Teferi bounce it and you're just so far behind. Crop Rotation I did not like because it has failure rate issues as well. Um, so to me, it's between either the Once Upon a Time, the Burst War number 2, or Heritage number 4. And I think if you want to play it safe, Burst Lore and Heritage are probably reasonable. I just think the power level of this card, well, both, right? That's a pun not unintended. Power level of Once Upon a Time is just so much higher than the other two that I'm willing to live with the times that I draw multiple because the first copy is just insane. So with that said, I think we can go ahead and start. And then I'll mention here in chat too, 3%. All right, we'll start. Giancarlo Biloc. I feel like I played against this player the other day. I do not remember what they are on, but I'm gonna play as if I don't know what they're on because I don't remember. Um, this is kind of shaky, but I'm just gonna keep. Hopefully, we draw land. We'll see. At least everything is low costing here. This is another reason why I want the fourth Once Upon a Time, right? Because this is like it goes from shaky to very good. If I had it right. Oh my god, they're playing this deck. I really hate the play patterns of force negation sometimes. Like they just opponents just blindly casting spells at random. Looks like they're on turbo wheels. The good thing is we draw a land here. Damn it. Actually, I should have probably led with. Well, that's probably fine. They can go down. They want to mold the collective. That's probably fine. They're gonna go to two cards potentially. I didn't think these lists ran force negation main, but I don't know. On the Hey Nico, how's it going? I was just mentioning you. At least we don't get. Well, we'll see. Yes. They're gonna needle the reclaimer. That's fine. I'm playing the fourth Once Upon a Time. I think it's the strongest card. The highest power level. Like, sure. Interesting name. It's the most fire, exactly. And I think I can live with drawing the second copy every once in a while. I tried Sylvan Library last night. It did not impress me. Hopefully, the collective is just a lock. I think here, we're kind of tight on mana. Even if I think we just want to just safely get to Cradle the following turn. And then we can just like vomit our hand right after doing that. It's annoying to not have a land. I think it's a little shaky to Once Upon a Time, just to dig for the Cradle. This is the safe play, and I think we're ahead that we don't need to mess around and whiff. Um, I think I want to do that. We don't have quite the mana yet for a glimpse. Um, I think you definitely want to see what I draw here. All right, that's pretty reasonable. I'm gonna take the Cradle because I want the acceleration. Oh shoot, that's I forgot about that. That's right. Yeah, it does. I always forget. Like these kind of abilities, I always forget. Whatever. I think we just give them the token. It doesn't matter because of the collective. Well, it does for the size, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Yeah, yeah. We're just gonna give them the treasure. Who cares? And then we're just gonna hit for a lot. Oh shoot! I'm playing super sloppy right now. Shoot. Great. Well, this is what happens when you just wake up and start playing right away. Ah, that's so bad. Yeah, it's the equivalent of just waking up, right? I mean, I threw pretty bad already this game. Oh my god. So I'm supposed. Yeah, this is just quite bad. Yeah, we can draw the eraser. That's one way to do it. Like, the problem is, I think we would have been able to like chump block at least with the we would have been able to chump block with the because we had the heritage mana right to pump and then like double block if need be. We might have just cost ourselves the game though. So yeah, here I threw game one, unfortunately. What would have happened was we lose a creature and then we can trade with one of the constructs, which shrinks it as well, and we probably stabilize. We punted this game, but brain is not functioning at the moment. I really don't understand. Well, that changes things. The good thing is it does make me feel a little bit better because my punt doesn't really matter now, right? Like they're gonna bash with all, and we can like kind of. They should have swing out, I think. They may not in case they screw up with the. If they think we can chump block and then you know draw a bunch, right? Yeah, this is playing scared in my opinion. Um, I have to block this now. Feels bad, but you gotta do what you gotta do. In the grand scheme of things, I actually think maybe it doesn't matter now. Nope. No eraser. All right, we played really poorly there. The good thing is I don't think it mattered, given the auto aura. Our sideboard is insane against them, so we will rely on that. It's almost like playing against a combo deck, right? Like these decks that people like to play just can never beat Delver. So we lose game one, but then we should be able to win games two and three. I think this is like reasonable. One second. All right, I was texting back my good friend Romario. I think we keep this. Unfortunately, we lost game one, but like I said, I don't think it really mattered, given our draws. Something I will have to get used to is the idea of boarding in another, not natural order target, which is not what I'm used to. Uh-huh. I take the Shepherd. It's just I'm debating just what to lean on here. Probably that, and then we can get a turn two collective and shut off their permission. I have no idea. Sadra. Don't tell me they have. Yeah, one reason to Green Sun there is in case you think they're just gonna. I don't think we play around that actually. All right. I have the construct. I think I saw some people try. I don't think it's that good. The problem with it is like it's weak to the graveyard hate, right? Let me try to combo me here. I think. Yeah. Unfortunate we did not hit the. I think we just lost, but we needed to hit another creature so we can collect a oof turn two, but missed unfortunately. I'm gonna save time. Well, actually, maybe I should not have. They went down to two cards. How's that even possible? Well, Yeah, maybe I conceded too early. I just assumed that we are dead, but wow, these two would have been real good. Probably still dead though, to be honest, because um, they have a huge construct coming in, right? Actually, this doesn't matter because we're gonna green sun for color too, but then we're gonna take a lot. I'm kind of curious what the last two cards are. Yep, whatever. Yeah, I think I should have waited a little bit more. I don't know what the last cards are, but I feel like they're probably gonna wheel again, and we're just probably just way behind. It's I've won before after getting mind twisted, but usually not with that kind of board. Usually I have to be pretty ahead already. Thank you for the follow under XO sick head. I don't think this is what we want. This is a lot better. Um, yes and no, Aloro. Like I do think this deck in particular has a good combo matchup despite not having forcible. You lose game one, but the sideboard is insane against combo, and you have like the green cards to beat graveyard decks. Um, yeah, maybe we mold, but I felt like the hand was like pretty decent. Yeah, I think perhaps we should just mold. But the problem is like the snuff out is not even that great. It's only good against certain cards. I'm not gonna balance. Um, nice. We need to dodge a munitions expert here or a twin shot, and I think if we do, we're probably winning next turn. It's no important. It kind of conceals. What the heck? It conceals potentially from baubles that you're on elves, right? Like if you see basic, it's probably some kind of green sun zenith deck. The snow is relevant for Ice Fang, so you will give potentially some information away. Nice. All right, they're just dead. Yeah, this doesn't seem like optimal build to us, but we'll take it. I think they're just dead here. They can waste us if they want, but they're just dead. Could we just float the mana, right? For the most part, Dursty, if it makes you happy to play, um, your special force, just do that. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion. For me, I'm like, um, I guess I'm a purist when it comes to having the optimal build, so that's why I have it. But it doesn't really matter, especially if people already assume you're on elves. I just hate that we lost round one, so the 5-0 opportunity is out the door, right? I think the snuff out is really good. So is the progenitus. Endurance can come out, so can Gris and Bog. That tends to map pretty nicely then. Also, I'm probably gonna not notice it because it's a little bit different. I played this as a foil, just to track when we draw it. Normally Archon is in that spot. Obviously here it's a little weird because Archon would be boarded out. But now I'm just kind of kicking myself. I think maybe we should have just mulled. Because we have at least 6 discard spells, so reasonable. I was just thinking like the rest of the hand's real good. The Green Sun, the what is it called? Keep the Green Sun and the Natural Order. I have not played Trophy in a long time. When I say long, I mean like weeks, right, Sadra? I just don't think 2 mana for a removal spell is worth it. Like when you have Baseju now. Speaking of the devil. Yeah, I don't think I played Trophy since like the second week or so after Baseju got printed. After I got the idea to cut it. There's one card that is clearly better than the others. Hey, you win. 1980. How's it going? Yeah, I think you're probably thinking of like maybe the fourth Once Upon a Time or something. Because I have not touched Trophy in a long time. Green, interesting. We're just gonna set up for a big turn. It's a very interesting deck that they have. Basic Forest tells me probably Food Chain. Let's see there. Sure. We're gonna have 3 mana next turn. I'm gonna get a basic so they don't like so they aren't tempted to wasteland me on upkeep. Here, not quite ready for a glimpse yet, but we will be next turn. I actually don't think they're on food chain now that I think about it because like they have an Aethervaw too, right? Like, doesn't make any sense. Like this just seems like is wrong. I like Snuff Out way better. I think the card's insane. Free spells are broken. All right, we can limps now. We are gonna go bananas here. That should be game. Sometimes I like am tempted to just stop the glimpse chain early because they look like they're not gonna concede, and in the interest of time, I just rather just you know like if I get the feeling it's over, but I don't need to just draw my deck. I may just end it early and just like okay, I'm dare you to do something, and then our turn we win, right? And to save everybody time. Hey Benjvine, how's it going? The problem is we don't need another win condition, right? I'm actually removing win conditions from the deck now. Oops. There we go. Gennardi. Sure. Let's keep. Also, the streamed list is updated. I'm gonna go ahead and also post my socials again. Looks like we have a good amount, viewers today. Probably a good time. All right, there's the old aggro force of will. Although this is more reasonable because like if it's something like Cloudpost, I think you have to, especially if you're a slow blue deck. So I will run this visionary out and see what happens. There you go. People love to force my turn one play. I don't know what it is, but well, I guess I do. Hmm. Sure. Actually, I'm gonna bounce preemptively right now. I want the extra draws. All right, they're dead. If I were to guess, some kind of control deck, Sanctuary, like. Hey, Legacy Council, how's it going? Here the Progenitus comes in. Sanctuary makes me feel good about the endurances actually, at least more so, and they feel like potentially a back to basics type of deck. Not much time for Legacy. Yeah, I saw you are. Congratulations, by the way. I saw you are qualified now for the Pro Tour. I think that's accurate. I could be wrong. Let me see. The Stream Decker looks like it's correct to me. Unbanned mental misstep. The Archon is in the sideboard, so it might be your phone. Don't think we can keep this hand. This is a lot better. I don't like keeping the younger, oh, I say young, not even that young, but the Newton of yesteryear would have probably kept that hand and got punished. I think here we just leave with this. I don't actually care they like counter our stuff. Also, some people it deters some people from the blind turn one force of will for whatever that's worth. Okay, old school miracles, sure. Our enemy has come back. I did not. Ugh, why am I always drawing this card? They're gonna dig for a removal spell and probably try to shield themselves from natural to stack and then bounce and target my shepherd. Force me to bounce, but then to force my natural order. I think if they do that, that's probably fine. It's like in the end of the day, it's like they're trading I think two cards for sorry 3 cards for 2 of ours. Mm, do we want to? We don't have lethal. Is the issue? Well, they have red here. They played a land drop already. Am I scared of mountain? Probably not. I'm gonna actually take the damage. Agreed. I want to put them to 1. They're just dead. This is just too easy. This deck does this a lot, by the way. They probably feel how we felt game one, right? Just 2 non-games. All right. We are now on the board. Now we're 2-1. A little bittersweet. Well, not even bittersweet, just bitter, I guess, about this one. But it is what it is. Um, in a tournament, I don't really expect to run into this deck, except maybe round 1 or 2. Because I suspect they have a very hard time beating Delver. Um, in bigger tournaments, the winners metagame I would consider like Ant, um, Green White Depths potentially, lands, some kind of Jeskai control. If the pilots are good, I can see like 4C control. But those are like the better DNT obviously. Decks that actually sport even to above average win rate, or they would have to be noticeably better than the rest of the field. Hey Jay Z, how's it going? The same Doc Rivers that is, playing his superstars when they're up 30. We lost round 1 to this villain with Echoes of Eon's turbo wheels, right? But since then, have rattled off 2 in a row against some blue opponents. Namely, we beat Counterbalance, the bane of our existence for a while. I think here I actually take the Cradle because the rest is kind of medium. I know, right? A very radical idea today. We moved one of our natural order targets to the sideboard to minimize game 1 losses to just drawing it. I think here I'm just gonna cycle the first glimpse. Wow, okay, that's pretty aggressive. I know, right? It was a card advantageous. We had a creature here, we're in good shape. Unfortunately not. No, I wanted the mana because in case I draw a creature. I think here we play the land, and then they miss land drop, so they're just so far behind. I think they shuffled, right? They have got to have shuffled. Yeah, I think they're just screwed. I know. I was watching. I was following that game, and I just cannot believe what I was seeing. Like that Doc Rivers is leaving his star in despite being up 30. And I have a theory on that. I think he's so shook from losing all those 3-1 leads that he didn't want to be the first coach to lose 3-0, and then you never know, right? And that is why that happened. So here, any creature, please. All right. I feel bad for you. I play back deck. I, as a Clippers fan, I know all about Doc. Choking away playoff games single-handedly. There you go. Normally, I would just play these two, but given that we had the Wirewoods, I'm just gonna do it this way first. Yeah. So I hate to break the news to you, I play bad decks. As somebody who has seen James Harden also stay on the bench while Houston has come back 3-1 against the Clippers, I would not hold my breath for James Harden to be what's called it to be the regular season form James Harden, but maybe this is his chance now. All eyes will be on him, definitely. I mean, I think I would trust Maxi more than Harden, personally. What did we see? Okay, we saw Narset. Probably want discard, to be honest. I don't think this is an endurance matchup. But yeah, Maxi is a reasonable. What do they discard here? Jace the Mind Sculptor. Okay, so they are hard control. I think I like it like this. Yeah, I know. Jay-Z, right? Relying on James Harden, the guy that has really never shown up for the playoffs, right? I think maybe if they're on the other version, but I kind of like Glimpse still, but we'll see. I know. The Jazz. It's time for them to blow it up. Thank you for the follow, Yoichi 1231. All right, we're gonna do what Tundra players hate the most, which is turn one discard, just like see their hand. All right, see, this is what I mean, right? You can beat them; they don't mind that, but they don't want you to see their hand. Mentor. Okay, let's see. Do we care about any of this other stuff? They have the Force. I don't think we care about Force. They have Yase, but again, we don't care. I think we actually take the Mentor and just like make sure they don't have any, you know. Thank you for the follow, Iron BB. Make sure they don't have any. There is a chance Terminus is on top. So I will go ahead and in case they do, I'm gonna hedge, right? They either deal with the green sun here, or we glimpse the following turn. They hit Terminus and then Mentor. You're not that far off. These walkers are just annoying when we're on the draw. We can't take them down is the problem. Yeah. I know, right? We're gonna force natural order through. Of course, we don't beat their shenanigans here, but so I think they have to deal with this. Yeah, so that forces them to have. All right, they have like a million cards. Don't even know how many. I guess that one too. Who got game one, or is this game one? I guess. Oh, we got game one. Sure. That is nice. So we take the Narset out here, and then we're just gonna aggro Glimpse. That's gotta demand a force. The fact that they did not scares me. What did they do? They shuffled off their ponder, and for some reason let the glimpse resolve. What is going on? No respect for the glimpse. Well, we have like super protection here, right? Like we're gonna we're gonna look at their hand, and then we're gonna natural order for Prague. It didn't punish. We could have punished them more. We just drew blanks, right? Like, yes, it does make. Well, actually, that's true. My mistake. You're right. It does make glimpse. I always forget there's like static abilities. All right, so they're gonna blow up. Unfortunately, our board here. Well, sort of. Let's take a look. Dismiss all first. That's true. It does have text. Force pitching force. All right. I think here. Two shots is what it's gonna take. Wow. All right. Pretty good. Part of me thought about getting what is it called? Grist there, but I think that's okay. Fortunately, we are now starting to flood a little bit. They should have waited, in my opinion, to do that, but maybe they want the fetch gone. I don't know. They have a Teferi. Not necessarily. Like we didn't see their hand. They brainstormed, so not necessarily. I think if they had Teferi, they would have done something already. That is actually quite the top deck. I don't think we are allowed to attack here. That is a hell of a card. A lot can go wrong here. And I don't think 1 point damage is worth it. Shark, yeah, that's one way. Snapcaster, Containment Freeze, just like a bunch of things. Um, sure, ends there. I know, right, Jay Z? How's it going? Just feels like, ew. Why would you do such a thing? Yeah, it's just too much mana up. I just don't, can't afford to just like get blown out by who knows what. If we're gonna make more 1/1s, which is annoying, but it is, unfortunately. It's quite annoying, actually. It is very, very annoying. The good thing here is we have a lot of looks. Hmm. I think we brought out the Heritage Druid. Not that it would like really change much here. Thank you for the follow, Rodrigo. Couldn't get that. No, we gotta go hoof because there's just too many ground dudes or dudettes. Just accruing value on the margins here. Um, we have one more symbiote, which actually we can't even if we greenstone for 2, that taps us out. So we can't even visionary anyways. I think I actually just like. Oops. I like playing the fetch here. I think. Actually, that doesn't do anything. That was a mistake. I just realized we don't have any more fetchables. Discard obviously here would be great. My mistake was playing the fetch. I didn't realize we had no more. Feels like a supreme verdict is coming. if they attacked. Oh, actually, no, it has vigilance. So I take that back. Well, there's that. I'm gonna dig a little bit. I want to draw a Thoughtseize. We have two already. We have a natural shepherd here. I think I'm gonna test my luck to see if I can draw a Thoughtseize. They have it. They have it. Is there any reason to hold that back? Probably not. Yeah. All right. We lost two turbo wheels. We beat goblins and then beat two control players. I think Jay Z would be very proud here. We lost to the combo deck and then beat everything else. And the game's not particularly close, right? Thank you, Jay Z. I'm glad you finally tuned in to see us. As Jay Z likes to point it out, surgically pick apart our control opponents. Just a thing my wife bought me, Mother's Drink. It's just like a blended. I don't know what do you want to call it. It's not quite a smoothie, but along those lines. So here, none of the games really that particularly interesting so far. Granted, maybe definitely this match here, our opponent didn't seem to have at least an optimal deck. I don't know why Goblin Guide is in their Wasteland deck, but nevertheless, now gaining some momentum. Also, what was I gonna say? Yeah. So I think the only thing you're really afraid of is like those silly undoing combos, like in the sense that like you can get got by that, but I think aside from that, you can pick your spots to go in on the control player, and unless they have like the perfect curve, turn one swords, turn two like swords or something, turn three to fairy or narset, and then minus, and then turn four sweep or something along those lines. I think it's hard for them to beat you. It's not impossible, but very hard. The old two Berseju start, unfortunately. Very rare, given we only have two at the moment, but can happen. Oh, I'm reminded. Yeah. Feel free to check out any of my social media account as always. And if you have a Amazon Prime that you would like to gift me, that would be awesome. Much appreciated. Also, I think SCG Con is going on right now. I could be wrong. Um, yeah, I think SCG Con is going on right now. So good luck to everybody who's participating in that. We're playing against McRowan E. I don't know what they're on. Oh no. Well, at least that's good. I don't want them to like eat our cradle, so I'm gonna do that. Robert's your brother's mother. Say that 3 times fast. But I don't know the formats for that. I think Legacy is supposed to be like yesterday and tomorrow, but don't quote me on that. I think I saw that somewhere. It's gotta be Tabernacle, right? Oh, this thing's a miserable matchup. Jesus. Especially they waste here too. Looks like at least they don't have the wasteland. That's another reason why I actually played the Waterwood in case they went for these kind of shenanigans. I have Oloro. I paired up with Justin. Uh, uh, who is the one of the lead founders of or lead minds in vintage at the moment to work on vintage elves. And he went 6-2 in the super qualifier a while back with it. I can share a list. I don't actually think he's even perfect yet, but it's probably pretty good given we only spent like a week on it. I think here we definitely want to bounce. Wait, what did they mulch? They mulched away Wasteland, Depths, and Manabon. Alright. So they have a Wasteland. That's not good. The list we played had no natural orders. I think in hindsight, that's probably incorrect. We went in on 4 glimpses. I think in hindsight, we want 2 natural orders and 1 hoof because there were certain board states that were a little bit awkward because without the hoof in the deck, um, notably, I think we just play this again probably. Without the hoof in the deck, there were some boards there that were harder to win because they just like made a bunch of zombies or whatnot. We're gonna waste. This is a nightmare. Our hand was actually not even that bad. It's just the problem is that it's hard to beat these kind of hands. Oh, man. And they had 2 wastelands, which is kind of killer. And the crop, which actually I'm just gonna let this thing die. I don't think that's a winning line. We're not winning this game, in my opinion, without Cradle. So I just don't care for the Wirewood. So they have depths in Baseju. Oh man, they're gonna Baseju our Cradle probably. The zombie apocalypse is starting. Actually, I'm gonna fetch first. Actually, fetching doesn't matter. Like I said, we're not winning this game without Cradle, so if this thing has to die, so be it. Card advantage does not matter at all against lands, which is crazy. Like, ideally, the side who goes Hellbent probably wins, ironically enough. I'm just gonna. Well, I would yield, but there's Loam, right? You got third Wasteland? Alright, what to do, what to do. They got more fetches, unfortunately. If I wanted to buy into a legacy deck right now, no price tag, what's the best choice? I think I would recommend Blue Red Delver. Because it's the most stable, you have the most game, it's highly replayable. Uh, Most people consider it the best, consistent best deck. Um, Playing Cradle as our land drop 2 and keeping Besage number 2 to kill Exploration. Exploration is not what's killing us, Inigo. We got triple Wasteland is the reason why we're in trouble. I think here we're gonna play the Collective and just like chump block. Uh, if no price tag, I think lands is like pretty reasonable choice too. Like highly playable. It's not like very linear. I would recommend Elves, but it's the type of deck that you have to be pretty good with. What I mean by that is like you have to know it depends how often you want to play the deck. That's the other thing, right? Like if you're gonna play the deck every once in a while, I probably would not recommend it. It does take a lot of reps. If you're gonna play only one deck, then I think it's a very strong choice. I would say blue red is safe, only because it's a little bit more forgiving too. Man, we so actually they have a merit late I think coming up, so we're just dead. Yeah. For only play this one kind of deck. No, I don't. Um, the reason being is because if your opponent knows you are on DNT, you will get comboed out pretty easily, in my opinion. The deck, I think the deck is strong. The problem is that DNT also fluctuates with the metagame. Is why I probably would not recommend that as your only deck. I think I think I would recommend in some order. Well, I know definitely blue red would be first, and then the next few I think in some order I would recommend if but money's not an issue. Lands, I think 8 cast is like pretty reasonable. I think Jeskai control if that's like the play style that you like is pretty reasonable. I think DNT is probably a little bit one half tier below that, only because it's a little bit more exploitable than the other decks. I would obviously recommend elves, but if you do switch a lot, I would not recommend it because I think that elves is the type of deck you kind of have to play perfectly, and if you don't, there's a heavy cost. I think against this version, I still like glimpses. I think that's pretty okay. Yeah. Actually, depths is very good too. I kind of lump them in with lands, but there's different deck. I think Doomsday is one of those decks that you kind of it's like elves, where you kind of have to be really good at it. That's the reason why I didn't recommend Doomsday. I don't think we can keep this. Yeah, so Doomsday and Elves I think are like very high ceiling decks in terms of like you probably have to have the reps in, and if you're just like an average player, it's gonna take a while too before you hit the next tier, so to speak, with it. Yeah, I definitely can get behind Nine Adepts for sure, or even just green white. You don't even need red, but it's a different story, I guess. Mighty Morphin Burst Rangers. Actually, I'm gonna go this first. We potentially have the turn two natural order, depending how we draw here. Why? Oh my god. Oh, why do you have to do this? Uh, there's really no with the Tabernacle out. There's really no reason to commit more at the moment. All right, that would be two. This will be 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana. I think we can do it all at the same turn before they get a chance to like screw us up here. I think we want to put this back. This is kind of insane that we're just all in on this plan. This remember the game one when I mentioned we're just kind of all in on like whoever's hellbent probably wins. That is just kind of nuts what we just did right now. Sure. Like we had a small window. We just have to walk through that door, so to speak, right? Yeah, endurance last mode activated. Lotus petal mode. I cannot believe we just won through like that. Reasonable again. Hey Ming Empire. Congratulations on the nice run. Sorry you couldn't make top 8 today. For what it's worth, I know you follow me on Patreon, Ming, but I do not think we need Leyline at the moment. I don't think I'm not afraid of Reanimator. If the discard spells 5 and 6 might have helped against Sneak and Show. I think we want to naturally hit land drop, so I'm gonna not fetch first and get that. Sure. So it's Loam, Yavamaya, Depths, and okay. Winding, sorry, Depths, Loam, Yavamaya, sure. Interesting that we have a window here again. We're just gonna go hell bent and just like vomit our hand again here. Hopefully they don't trap us. Uh, this is like the worst card, I think. Now it doesn't matter what they do. This is what I mean by whoever's hellbent probably wins. Right? You just have to like go off, so to speak. The old beat lands with Lotus Petal mode. Like the hands that I'm most afraid of is when they like turn one dump their hand or like turn two dump their hand, uh, and they don't do that. I think I feel okay about the matchup. Oops, what was that? Not bad. We went 4-1. I think we can probably safely even run it back. We played pretty poorly game one. I'm sorry, match one, but then I think the list felt pretty good, and man, Progenitus was huge there. Yeah, so that's the thing. If you want to check out my previous stream, I actually beat Lance twice on the way to the 5-0. So that was from 3 days ago. Obviously, we beat it here as well. Granted, we had some insane draws there, but that's what this deck does sometimes. I kept the most explosive elements, namely Heritage Druid, obviously, and then maximizing Cradle. But definitely Lands is winnable. I think game one is definitely still very difficult, especially if they know you're on Elves, because they would make Mulligan aggressively for like a Merit Lage kill. It's dangerous to do that post board because of run out or potentially Caracas. But I think played out pretty well there. I guess we'll start another league. Yeah, Lotus Petal mode is the power of endurance and lands, right? That's fair, Robert. But in the previous league, it was not Mulch that we beat. We beat the traditional version. Against the traditional version, I would not keeping the glimpses because it's just a nightmare to fight through the tabernacle plus the spheres. I mean, we beat a tabernacle game too. I think it's fair to say at least that is like very lands esque, right? Yes, I mean it is. The reason why is they don't have as many lock pieces, and I think the mulch version is yeah, they don't have as many log pieces, and I also think they mulligan a lot because like any hand without mulch or acceleration is a mole, and eventually that doesn't line up. They lose some games to themselves. Whereas lands, I think, is just more stable. The normal red green version. Still kicking myself. I think, man, 4-1, and the 4-1 was like kind of easy too. Oh, the lands matchup was obviously the mulch match was a little bit hard, obviously. So yes. Ooh. Awkwardly cannot keep because we don't have a second target. Mm, yeah, I think I have to mulligan this. The natural order could have, well, the natural order could have had a grist, but I don't think we want to do that. Possible the other one was a keep. I just did not feel comfortable keeping that, given that the hoof is in the hand and there's a natural order already. Also depends what they're on here, right? Okay, it doesn't matter. We're dead anyways. We're dead, so that's the good thing, right? It didn't matter whether we kept or not. My personal opinion on choke is if you think you need the help, don't be embarrassed to play it. I personally don't think I need it, but you know, it really depends on how you feel. My issue with the card and why I don't play it is because it doesn't map very well. Same with actually Carpet of Flowers maps even worse. Is there plans to do more X versus L's with Jarvis? I think what you're asking, Robert, is am I gonna run it back with Jarvis? I think I'm open to that. I haven't asked him for other matchups. Notably, the Lance matchup would be another one I would ask because Jarvis is probably one of the top Lance players around. X being more Dex than you are Delver. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think maybe the stream is slow here, but I would ask Jarvis for lands, and then obviously if Jarvis is interested, I would do it with others. I just hadn't brought it up with him yet because at the time I know a lot of elf players were really struggling with the blue-red matchup, and its popularity warranted the video. But great suggestion, and I have been meaning to get back to him, so I'll probably bring it up. Jarvis and I will communicate pretty frequently, not every day, obviously, but every once in a while. So I'll bring it up with him if people are interested in that. Um, I think here we have to do this. So Swamp is gone. What else is gone? Thoughtseize is gone. Duress is gone. Hmm. So here if we visionary and draw a cradle that wins. So I'm gonna go for that line. Not a cradle, but it's well. Let me see. We're either dead or not on the next turn. So we're playing for only one turn, and if that's the case, I'm just gonna bash in case it matters. Although I have heard that isn't a fan of mulch, but Dave Long, I think, um, I don't think that's quite 100% accurate. Jarvis has played the mulch version, but yeah, Dave Long, and I forget who else the other person was, but they Jarvis has played it. I think he's okay with the list, though he changed it a little bit. He plays six mulch, if that makes sense. Not the full eight. Luckily, stole game one here against Ant. I think this matchup like can go either way. Game one, I would say Ant is probably a slight favorite game one, and I think we're a slight favorite post board. Notably, the duress relevant in this matchup. Uh, board out the glimpses because they don't do anything. I think I like it like this. There's a debate to be made. All right, enjoy the rest of your day, Achilles. There's a debate to be made. Maybe we board out the hoof. Um, but both versions that I've seen can beat Archon. So, like the new Burning Wish list can bounce it. So I think we want to leave this in. Against before dress down as well. Against the non-Grixis versions with Ave, I would board out hoof, but I think that's probably correct how we board it. I think this is a mull. Mm, not great, but I think we have to keep on six. I think we're gonna try to get greedy here and put the arbor back. We want the ones to hit a cradle, so I think we're gonna play a little bit greedy. If they seize here, we're gonna want some response. Um, yeah. Uh, the natural order is good there, but the rest is not. I think I will take the Bayou. I don't actually care that they take the Heritage Druid. leave that. The issue with the Arbor is it just feels so slow in this kind of matchup. So unfortunately, yeah, especially on the draw, we just can't mold to discard because that can happen. Like I don't mind going once, right? Just to find discard. I wouldn't. This is, you have two pseudo medium level disruption already. Nice. That is what I'm looking for. Don't veil me, please. All right, they can fatal push our Arbor, I guess. Do I care? Let's see. What did they do with the Ponder? They chose not to shuffle. Entirely possible they can. I think I'm gonna. Man, this is tough. The thing is, they can actually generate a lot of mana anyways. So I think I'm gonna take the brainstorm. They probably push the Arbor here. Is my guess. They have a lot of mana regardless. Like we can't cut them off mana like by taking the LED. They kept off the Ponder, which means they have what at least they want their card, which is probably best case scenario. It's like an Infernal Tutor, but they can go Hellbent anyways, and there's still a lot of mana here. Um, we're hoping what happens there is we're hoping that sure that's actually quite good. Ellie opens up Tutor's line. But they can go Hellbent anyways in Eagle, and they're not cut off on mana. We need to land pretty badly here. Oh, okay. All right. So again, our resident storm specialist here is Mike, and I'm just gonna defer to Mike's opinion going forward because he's the one that pointed out that he would not bring in Leyline, just rather keep creatures against TES. And ever since I started doing that, I kind of agree that that's correct. Obviously, Leyline can have applications, but I trust the opinion of a Storm player here. Yeah, Ethan, cutting class. What's going on? This is like the worst possible. They may try to hard cat go. Um, so, Mike, would you answer this at the moment? I feel like cutting them off 2 mana could be relevant, but we add to their storm count, and we actually, lose a life. Hey, Wally, how's it going? So, Mike, you agreed that I should endurance there, right? It sounds like you're on board with the line I took. Sure. Yikes. Alright. Nothing we could have done. Alright, game 3 it is. Hmm. I think because we're on the play, I'm more okay just keeping a collective hand. How have the snuff outs been insane? Rebo cheap. Let me discard us here. We'll see. Nice. If we were on the draw, I'd probably mold this hand. But I felt like we probably had time to get to collective. The snuff out is just insane tempo. Well, it depends. I don't know. It depends on the context of the hand too. Here I think I can go Visionary into Oof. So that's kind of nice. I mean that can happen, but like that's the mana base is not really changed, right? If anything, it's the best it's ever been. Yeah. What Mike said. Sure. So they're dead here, right? Like they have to answer the shepherd. What would be the least amount of swaps you would play it with? I think the mana base that is the least I would play it with is the one that Inigo currently has, which is only 7 fetches. But I think 8 is probably what I feel comfortable. Also, you just want to cast whatever on time, right? Like discard. I like 3 Besagers a lot, and the card is like very good. But the problem is I value being able to beat these kind of decks. Like the fast spell based combo decks, Show and Tell, TES, TEG, and you have to have discard on one. Yeah, so they're just dead. That's even better, but not even necessary. I'm wondering if I should play it in my humans, but I would only fit in 4 fetches. How many swamps? So I probably would not play Revo Cheap in humans because you don't have Once Upon a Time either. That's the other issue, right? Like this match just ended, but I'll bring up the deck list. Um, we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 virtual swamps plus 3 to 4 Once Upon a Time, right? Like I probably would not play it in humans because I just don't think it's gonna be consistent. At Birch Lore, like sort of counts. Yeah, so that's a huge difference, right? I think when I was first playing Snuff Out, I had already I first had 3 Besages instead of the 8th fetch, so I think that's like already kind of dicey. But the good thing is Reclaimer also fixes for you. So what I mean by that is like you can rotate for a Bayou too, which I've done. Like not ideal, but like sometimes you have to do what you gotta do. But the Snuff Outs have been insane. Like they are at its best against yes, only one. This was Inigo's idea that I investigated, and I think it's probably pretty good because the number of games Archon wins game one is not that much. It wins more percentage of games post board because you actually have the disruption to get to Archon, if that makes sense. I mean, in general, free spells are broken. So, like, the reason why we didn't play Snuff Out for a long time was because we couldn't answer Counterbalance, we couldn't answer Chalice of the Void, or we couldn't answer random things, um, which made Assassin's Trophy a lot better. The thing is, like, Masaedru has completely changed all of that. Like, you don't need to worry about getting Assassin's Trophy anymore. When do you want Archon spell based combo? Yeah, so Mike or artifact based decks. Enchantress is another one. They are on Delver. Probably the Stoneforge build. I don't think we can keep 5 lands against them. Slightly better, but not great. I think here I just put that back. It's insane against any of these artifact decks. Ponder? Delver, sure. I was hoping to draw a payoff there, but did not. A Green Sun or Wirewood or like Endurance would have been nice there. So we know about the Stifle, which is awkward. There is a risk, but then you can get like Grist or something. I'm just gonna scare them. Hmm. They do have Stifle in hand. Also, Snuff is a lot better when black. I mean, I don't think I care about engineer decks. They tend to be Thoughtseize. Thank you for Fist NGE. So 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna YOLO it. Like, if they have it, they have it. Another option, it, so the thing, it's not even the, like, so the other option is if you don't want to waste a sideward slot, you can move the Progenitus in main too, which is like a reasonable call. And probably here it might have cost us, right? Not having the Progenitus. The logic is I don't want to draw the Archon game one. When it hasn't shown me that it's won a lot of games. Unfortunately, here I think we probably lost. So they would stifle the Grist trigger here, if anything. Yeah, like sometimes that happens. Like this is like an awkward game for us, unfortunately. Like I'm not really, playing with this deck in mind. I know like it's put up some results, but for the most part, I don't really care about them. Um, I want a smoother game one is the reason, and I think unfortunately here they're gonna stifle our Besage trigger. Is what's gonna happen. But we have to try. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably okay. I'm not at all afraid of fair blue. The problem is it will lose you games because you draw it. It's just like whether it's worth it or not. We kind of have to go off now because the GTA represents a punt. Probably will eat the wirewood in response, which is fine. Oh god, okay. So to be fair, if Archon was in the deck, well, actually, I think Progenitus makes more sense because I think game ones are more fair. But to be fair, if Archon was in the deck, we probably, well, actually, we would stifle. They wouldn't be. We would be able to hit the GTA though. So there's that. But yeah, we did lose this game because of that. I don't know how often that happens, but it happened here. This matchup is like weird to board because they have stifle. I think we still want like the normal, like it's Jeskai or these kind of like Tundra Delver decks have always been awkward for our sideboarding because like endurance is not as good against them. What is going out here? Probably not the heritage roots, to be honest. They have wasteland, yeah, of course. Like there's really no need to. Well, I actually marked with the foil once upon a time what the Archon would have been. Yeah, I'll show it afterwards. But actually, I'll show it here. Yeah, if I zoom in, this fourth one is foil, so we can track. Sure. I'm gonna sneak in 1 point of damage. I think we want to keep the Boseiju in case. I don't think the damage matters all that much here. And then this allows us to play it around days. Oh, they're missing blue. Huh. Interesting. I don't think they have Murktide, but still. Wow, okay. That's a must force, I think. Yep. The game might be over, but we should. Stoneforge on 2 might be bad though. And I feel like, yeah. I feel like it might land, the way we board might line up pretty poorly against Cauldron actually. So, um, like we can go wide. It's just that the card is a problem. Which is like part of the reason why I'm like tempted to keep in the natural order package, but it is like very awkward though. I think we'll just leave it as is, and hopefully, like they just go for GTA, right? Like we can go around the Cauldron. Um, hopefully that's enough. Sure. This user has top eighted a few challenges, I know. I'm like dubious of their list though. This smells like stifle, so yep, I think I guessed right. Interesting. We'll take this opportunity to fetch now. I'm actually okay with that days because we're cheating up on mana now. I think if we can get ahead, sure. I think we actually want to do it now while they're tapped out. Thank you for the follow, Testacular. We went 4-1 in the first league, and then we are now 1-0 currently in this league. Yeah, I just woke up from a nap and then decided, oh, maybe I'll just stream. They, sure. I mean, they gotta answer that somehow. Like, we're threatening a lot of damage. What did they keep? I know, right? It's a lot of damage. Sure. I'm debating what to do here. I think we do it now. Actually, no. We just pass. Sure. I think that's game, but I don't think we want to exploit that we have an endurance. It should be game, yeah. Endurance OP. Don't even need to do anything. We're just gonna run people through. All right, we lost the first game of the stream. Sorry, first match of the stream, and we've rattled now off six in a row. Um, Here's the list that I'm playing. Uh, for those of you who are just tuning in, we are experimenting with moving the Archon to the sideboard and essentially cleaning up the deck in terms of reducing the failure rate. Game one, because I looked at the numbers and Archon, Inigo pointed out to me that Archon didn't seem to be relevant as much game one as it used to be, and the numbers that when I looked into it actually backed that up. So I added the fourth once upon a time after trying a few other options that I just was not impressed with. Notably, the card that I removed was a Mind Break Trap, so not really losing that much. I think with six discard, I feel pretty safe against combo. Snuff Out is just completely insane against these Aether Vial or like Reclaimer decks. Run afoul for the Merit Lage decks, and then everything else is like pretty normal. Um, yeah, so that's the thing, right? Like, if you draw Archon, that is like again, especially game one against Delver, where you put yourself in danger of losing game one. That's not where I want to be. And Collector Oof can be Green Sun for, and in a pinch natural order for if need be, right? In a lot of the matches where Archon is relevant. So I felt like between Collector Oof and Gris, that's enough coverage for Archon. Obviously, we did lose game one here against Delver Blade because we didn't have Archon or Progenitus. But I think in most circumstances, the Collector Oof and the Gris will probably be enough. Uh, and that's only if you draw your hoof or something, right? Like we did that one game. Or sorry, we didn't, but we just didn't have the option to get the Archon. With that said, I will take a quick 1 minute or 2 minute break, and then I'll be right back. And then leave any questions if you have them. All right, I am back. Let's see some of the questions. Yeah, so Testacular, actually, why are you not a mod? So I'll mod Testacular. Is there a world where we'll move off Archon altogether, or do you think the effect is unique enough we'll always want it? The one. Sadra, great question. I think at least in the near term, unless there's some kind of insane printing, I do not want to move off this card. Like I said, once it's coupled with discard, natural order is very much a 4 mana I win. Like the problem with it is game one, a lot of times you're not going to get to natural order, and if for some reason your opponent stumbled, hoof is lethal most of those times. Is the logic. So Testacular actually pointed that out. Rurik Thar is a far, far worse Archon. Having to attack is just really bad when Baleful Strix exists in the format. Also, there's a big difference between take 6. Also, there's a big difference between take 6 and just not being able to cast spells at all. Oh, I know. Okay, interesting. I know why it's not working. I modded not your Moto name. There we go. That should work now. There you go. Perfect. Somewhere out there, Testacular without MTGO received mod. So. But yeah, if Mike is still online, I wanted to point out, yeah, I've learned, just from talking with him on this chat that, not to bring Leyline against these TES decks. Obviously, it's better against the Epic Gamble, but not so much against Tess. So I would defer to his expertise here as the resident Storm expert. Obviously, I'm not going to listen to just any random, uh, you know, post on Twitch, but I think Mike has definitely earned his, over many examples, earned his reputation. Here, pretty good hand. I think this is an example of a hand where I would lead with Reclaimer. Yeah, I'm sure it is a lot of fun to just wheel, a bunch of times. We're playing against Crazy R15. Um, we're gonna lead with Reclaimer, and then maybe, depending on what our opponent, does, either turn to Oof or turn to leave Reclaimer up. Really depends what they do though. Having the option to Oof though is just huge. Well, I would, but we don't have any payoff, right? There's no more Lair of the Hydra from Reclaimer, for whatever that's worth. I actually miss that card from time to time. I just, unfortunately, this is too good not to play. I know, right? Top deck glimpse. Oh, that changes the definitely changes the game plan. Especially if they're on like, I don't know, taxes or something, or goblins that can't really stop what we're doing. Well, taxes I guess has Spirit of the Labyrinth, but that's a whole different story. Interesting. I think, given this, ooh, speaking of which, um, yeah, I think we just do it because of the glimpse now. They're probably gonna bolt it, but it is what it is. If they have it, they have it, right? I did pause for a second because there is some universe where I actually saved the glimpse. Sorry, save the green sun, and then just like because we still can actually glimpse the next turn with Heritage Druid. But I just think, oh shoot, oh, what is going on? I thought it was gonna be a show and tell right here, but now I'm confused. I think maybe they are on 8 cast and splashing red. Like that's the only explanation I can think of. Oh, okay. It's that. It's the epic gamble. Well, now I feel a little bit silly for not saving the. Now I feel a little bit silly for not saving the green sun. Unfortunately, I'm probably dead now. Yeah, I feel like we're dead, but who knows? Please put the LED in the yard. Hey, there you go. We are alive. For now, at least. Hmm. I think we bash with all. We have a cool trick, and hopefully they fall for it. Hey, Lawrence, how's it going? I know, right? Brainstorm will be pretty hot right here. I'm hoping they block the reclaimer, and we're gonna stone rain them. Ugh. And for a lot of damage. Do they have another one? Nice. Wow, we are gonna steal this game potentially. Wow, this is nuts. What just happened? I know. Well, actually, Lawrence, I had played Brainstorm Elves before. This is many, many years ago, though. It is pretty nice. The problem is like the mana base is just so vulnerable. But I and like a couple of people from my LGS who played L's for a long time. We have played Brainstorm and L's. The problem, as you can imagine, is the actual having of the blue mana. All right. Obviously, I think we want Archon. I don't feel great about this matchup, unfortunately. As, but that was a strange keep our opponent, regardless. I mean, it wasn't that long ago we played 4 Birch Floors, but like before the Once Upon a Time and all these other fire cards, like Shepherd and Endurance. Um, I think in this kind of matchup, we don't actually have time for Glimpse. Well, actually, let me see. How much do we have to board in? The Snuff Out, like, we don't have much, to be honest. So maybe we just want the Glimpses just to finish off our opponent because we don't actually have that much to bring in. I think Snuff Out is like not great. There's just Burgy, right? Like I don't think that's what we want to do. Yeah, I think so too. There is endurance just as Lotus Petal mode, but again, that requires we have the Cradle, right? I don't know if it would break things, but we would definitely play it. I really hate this matchup. It's incredibly hard, in my opinion. Like my record against like Tony Scapone is it's probably like the last 10 matches probably 0-10. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it does, but that assumes they go for the horn, right? I just hoped in a tournament not to run into this kind of deck because I hate playing Mindbreak Trap. I think the card is really bad. Gotta bluff the Mindbreak Trap though. All right, where they're gonna echo. Leyline obviously helps, but okay. What other cards? They have a Wish, a Burgy, Echoing Truth, and Reckless Impulse. I think here the Seas is now kind of like whatever's. We just have to hope. I think they miss. Because yeah, they have one card in hand. I don't think we want to be taking the one card. I don't know what they have left. I I suspect it's a better line to just set up a turn 2 collective. And then I'm leading here with a Shepherd. Yeah, the card is an Echo. There's the Burgy. Now I kind of wish I had that Snuff Out, right? But that's got to be Echo. Was Gamble one of the? Okay, maybe that was. Maybe we should have seized then. Oh, it was okay. It didn't matter. Actually, given Echo was in the exile pile, I should have realized that they can just Echo, and I should have ramped. So that was a mistake. Yeah, I should have ramped. Maybe probably doesn't matter here. No, yeah, the gamble is what I'm talking about. If it was in the exile pile, I probably should have just ramped because we can't stop what they're doing. And I just do not want to play Mind Brick Trap. We still have to bluff the Mind Brick Trap though, even though we're not playing it. Like if our opponent has a deterministic kill, I'll concede. But when, like for instance, like an infinite combo that they have to like loop, I'm not gonna make them go through it. But I still have to make them go through this in case, so they have to play around stuff potentially in the future. That's hilarious. All right, so they can echo again, but whatever. Like, there's not that many people who play this deck, other than Tony Scapone, and if I'm just gonna hope to fade that matchup. Sure. All right, on to game three. The good thing is we do have a chance here because we're on the play. Um, I think how we boarded is probably okay. Yeah, you can't. If your deck has a favorable matchup against every deck, um, the ban police are gonna come after you. So we'll take our losses here, right? Like, oh, so close. Why? Yeah. Turn to Uve and pray. We're probably dead though. I feel like this deck is like a Belcher type deck. They always have the turn one against me. Nope, we're dead. Ah, man. Well, they can hardcast Echo if they want. Might actually be better for us, but I don't know. The irony is the Mindbreak trap would have been good there, but no land hand. And then I think the other one didn't have a land either, so what can you do, right? Unfortunate, for sure. I feel like they never whiff. Like, I can. This matchup is like very hard. I think. It's not that I haven't beat it. It's just like I feel like the opponent has to like screw up, especially if they know you're only on discard. Like they're just not playing around Mindbreak Trap either. Although I don't know how much they would play around that card here though. Man. Yeah, that's right, Sadra. Oh man, what the? Please stop. How often does deck whiff? I'm curious. Does anybody know? We could play ley lines. It's just I don't respect Reanimator enough to at the moment. Like I think we don't need ley line to be Reanimator. I'd rather have the duress for the show and tell decks and just pick those decks apart. But oh man, well, I don't respect Oops. Oops has not top aided an event in forever. The issue with duress is you probably lose on the draw against Oops for what it's worth, Sadra. Yeah, I saw Nathan beat Yerg, but Nathan's also a very good player, and I think maybe he's just carrying the deck. I just have not personally seen Oops top eight in forever, so I don't. I think you just hope to fade that matchup. I saw interestingly enough, Niv Shmuley Trunks um, face Oops round one and two, so that's a little bit scary. But yeah, there's a ton of Oops players. I guess the appeal is the games are very quick and you kill the game like 5 minute rounds essentially, right? But don't get mad at me, Jax, but at the moment I'm not really hedging towards Oops, all things considered. We're gonna wheel again. The thing is, I don't think this deck can really beat Force of Will decks. That's true. That's fair. We will make them sweat it out at least. There it is. It's entirely possible we mull again, but I think it's hard to win going to four. And we just have to hope we get a second turn, right? Did they keep seven? Yes, they did. Yeah, maybe we had to go to four there because I don't think we. I don't know. That's really rough. Like that we didn't have lands either of the first two hands where we had the discard. Really brutal to lose this deck. The pain. I actually thought we were gonna steal the match potentially after we stole game one, but game two they went off game turn one. I don't think there's anything we can do about that. And then argument to be made. Argument to be made. We have to go to 4 there to get discard. The issue though is we're already at 5, right? Yeah, it definitely was rough. Like, I think we probably win, right? Like that type of decks, they just lose to one piece of interaction, and I think if we had at least one land, we probably win that game 7. Sorry, on the 7 or the 6. Notably here, the foil once upon a time, right? So pretty nice, I will say. Ooh, hideous. Let's see if they have. Uh-oh. What the heck is going on? I don't even know what this does. Create a 2/2. Okay. And then it loots. Alright, sure. Interesting. Oops. If they have a Fury, we're just screwed, but I think we probably lose. I think if they have Fury, they would have done it anyways. We just have to hope they miss here. Um, I feel like we don't care, right? Like, whoa. Like, I don't want to ramp them either. That's also problematic. I think in this situation we have to block the lackey. They're gonna kill one of our things, but it is what it is. Like, we're trying to finish the game turn. Sure. We're trying to finish the game turn 3. Oh my god, Wasteland? In an Ancient Tomb deck? What is going on? Well, I did not see that coming. What do I want? Okay, there's like nonsense coming. Shoot. This is gonna be problematic. My god. Like, they're gonna copy something, and that's. My god. Oh, this feels bad. I have to blow this thing up now. Yeah, it is. Freaking A. I thought we were gonna win, and I just did not expect the wasteland as well. Actually, no. It's on upkeep, or is it main phase? Actually, I can do it on upkeep. So they don't have the mana here for some reason. It's summoning sick. Oh, sure. Okay, yeah, I didn't even think about that. I assumed it was like a Kiki Jiki coming in. Then I'm not gonna. Oh my god. Man. This is the other problem I hate. Like when, especially when our opponent knows what we're on. We need a cradle here. It's gotta be that, I guess. Well, better lucky than good. Well, not quite actually, right? Like this is gonna be annoying, but no, they're gonna know to kill our dudes in response. Yeah, they do. I mean, man, this is annoying. I mean, we probably lost regardless. Like this is hard to beat. I'm just surprised. Like they're playing Ancient Tomb and Wasteland together. That seems like a lot, but maybe it's a one-off. The problem is we can never get up. The problem is we can never get past their goblins anymore, right? Oh my god. Well, yeah. I think here, yeah, we don't want the Gris. I think that's bad. Pretty reasonable, easy side in, side out. But yeah, definitely painful. For a second, I actually thought they were on the what is it called? The other version, the Chalice version. Probably a lackey, yeah. If they have pyro, it is what it is. I don't think there is a well, like we could be walking into a pyrokinesis here. I'm gonna save. What is going on? You have got to be kidding me. What? Oh my god. Well, better lucky than good, I guess. Probably should. Well, I don't know. It's kind of tough. I actually think, in hindsight, I should have probably just played out. Maybe I don't know. It's hard. Like we get blown out. They had like five cards in hand. Maybe the trick there is given. I also did not expect this. Like we're just gonna run everybody in. I think. Oh my god! Really? Cradle again? Nope. Everybody in. Mm, I think what I want to do is that. We have no choice now to just like all in every turn. That's probably a matron. The good thing is, oh my god. Yikes. They're gonna follow Twin Dumb. A turn late. Cradle. We have two cradles left. Nope, not what we need. I don't think we can get through. This thing is a nightmare for us. Sure. Oops. Oh, I didn't stack it correct. Shoot. Probably you're just dead. God dang it. What's gonna happen here is they're gonna. I screwed up. Well, I guess it didn't matter. They could have just double blocked with two other ones, but nice. That is actually a really good draw. That might just be game. Shoot. This card is even worse for us than Plague Engineer. Oh my god. We have the Snuff out too, but that can't even hit this, unfortunately. We're not breaking through this game state. Yeah. Well, 2-0 into 2-2 now. One match to go. Unfortunate, but sometimes that happens. I don't know why Goblins is playing. Man. I don't know. It kind of feels like we got trolled, but it is what it is. I'm sure Carrie has good reasons for running, the saga and an ancient tomb, but like, cause my logic is agent tends to be too slow against the matches where you want it, namely Doomsday, Merit Lage decks. But it just happened to be fast enough against us, which is a little bit awkward. But um, if it hits, it's definitely a haymaker. But ideally, we don't get got by the out of goblins, which doesn't run Dark Ritual. Excuse me, or Force of Will to protect it, right? Or to bridge to it is probably the better word I'm looking for. Uh, Probably not. it can go turn one acceleration. It's like close, and I feel probably not. That's a little bit better. What is going on here? Feels like Hull Breacher's coming, but I don't know. We will test for it. Sure. Very interesting sequencing from our opponent here. I think, given what we've seen, I want to ramp. Oops, I almost screwed that up. I almost screwed that up. There's already an arbor that's exiled. What is going on? So far, we only matchup we kind of missed Archon was the Delver Blade, right? I think that's accurate. Yeah. Hmm. What do we want to do here? I think we can vision. Well, we visionary. We go down 1 mana. Um. Yeah, I think that's well. Let's see. Let's actually do this first. Now I regret bouncing. I should have done it the other way. Shoot. The mistake there was sure. I should have Green Sun for visioning and bounce. That would have given me an extra draw. Uh, Hard to say whether that matters or not. I'm definitely not attacking into open mana there. Maybe it won't matter. I feel like there's a potential sweeper coming. It's just they haven't done anything, right? And I think on this board, we're just gonna try to finish the game with Hoof right now. I'm actually happy to see this card. That means they don't have anything. Yeah, they are dead. And if they're heads up, they know they're dead because I did not bounce the visionary. Actually, hold on. 9 mana. Alright, so actually, how much is that? Five. Let's not mess around. This just that's lethal. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably some kind of weird like Green Sun Zenith that doesn't use Yorion. The reason why I think it's Green Sun is because of the Gris. What did we see from them? Not much really. Uh, yeah, I believe so. It's just whether I'm debating whether I want the seizes or the endurances. I feel like these lists typically have a lot of arrows, and I think we just want to, have threats on the board. So I think I like that. Yeah, I mean they have engineers, but we can beat engineer. Like I'm not. The low key secret about elves is we just don't really care about engineer anymore. Um, Agent is way scarier, as we saw in the last matchup. Just like shuts off our whole deck, or not our whole deck, but a lot of it. And especially if they have some kind of like Postlic mods or whatever in addition, that is hard to beat. Man, I don't know if they have Wasteland or not, but I'm just gonna fetch it safely. Yeah, I like playing against Zenith decks. I'm assuming that's what they're on. Maybe not though. Gris is suggests Zenith, but you never know. I think here we glimpse and see what they do. Seems like they're all in on a turn three engineer. Is my guess. All right. Two turns and haven't done anything. Jeez. Yeah, it's gotta be like some kind of sweeper of variety right now. Do we bounce? Probably not here. There is a chance they have containment priests. Are we allowed to play around that though? No, I'm gonna grist. That's Ooh, nice. What is going on? I don't understand what's going on the other side. It's got to be engineered now, right? What? Alright, I think our opponent just. I don't know what they're doing. Now I'm really confused. I'm not gonna plus here because I don't want to just like lose, you know, the whatever by accident, the hoof. Feels like this is the containment priest now. I think in response, um, we're gonna get the progenitus. That's no question about that. And then I'm gonna plus here. I'm paying attention to the Earl too. If need be, I'm gonna pitch the endurance right now. We're pretty ahead. What mode did they choose? Mills range. Sure. Actually, if they want to tap out for Earl that we can minus, that's fine. Sure. Could be another endurance here, but I'm gonna try to leak it out with the. Let's see if they respond to the glimpse first of all. We have a lot of creature in the yard. I just realized we missed miss lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Yeah, potentially miss lethal. Well, they're gonna do that on our thing, so that's fine. Mm, do I care? Probably not about the endurance. What is going on? They haven't conceded. Yeah. All right, kind of an anticlimactic way to end the last match of the league, right? I think our opponent did not really realize what was going on. Um, like they kept like they didn't really do anything that impacted the game. Like they went to turn three, and I was expecting an engineer or something, right? Like the first two turns they didn't do anything, and then like they just I don't know, never really interacted with us. So kind of strange, but whatever. We'll take it. Overall, we went 4-1 into 3-2. Uh, fortunate, unfortunate, we lost two on the day. I think the first match was to Turbo Wheels, and then we lost to the Epic Gamble, and then what is it called? We lost to Epic Gamble, and then we lost to Goblins or variant of it. Potentially, it seemed like they had the mana they wanted, but I don't know what's going on there. But nevertheless, I think the list felt pretty good. I think overall, here's the list again. I'm pretty happy with the change that we made today, even though we did 5-0. Namely the Archon in the sideboard and cleaning up our main deck essentially against just in general, right? Like lowering the failure rate. I think the power level was high enough where I'm okay with not having the Archon game one. The what else? The sideboard is pretty stock. I think we saw like the rest would have probably won us the game three against the Epic Gamble. Maybe I hate playing the card, but maybe that means we have to at least threaten to play the Mind Break Trap. Um, because well, the thing is like we would have mulled both hands, right? Like 6 and 7. But I think against those kind of decks, maybe we keep, right? Because they can't beat a Mind Break Trap. That's a good comment, Inigo. That is a good problem to have, I think. I'd probably just board down to one heritage, um, given this configuration. Also, you can just run less sideboard cards too, right? That's the other thing you can do. But yeah, I think other than that, the list felt pretty good. We went overall 4-1-3-2, and so 7-3 today. I don't think there was anything glaring per se. No, I think the only thing of note probably was the duress not being able to be turned on, or the discard in general against uh, the Epic Gamble player. But I'm not really concerned about that deck in general. The Goblin deck I think is like kind of interesting in the sense that I don't know what is stock for Goblins at the moment. It didn't feel like their list was stock, but I mean just something to keep in mind. Anybody have any questions for me? Otherwise, I'll go ahead and raid. All right. If there's no questions, I'll go ahead and raid. Looks like the Legacy Pit. Yeah, I mean, there's an argument for Mind Ray Trap. It's more of a haymaker. We probably would have won, to be honest. Again, I probably keep that kind of hand against, um, against the Epic Gamble. But I'm not really that concerned about the Epic Gamble, to be honest. All right. With that said, I'll go ahead and raid the Legacy Pit now. Thanks everybody for joining today.